It's the year 2020, and music sounds like this. Welcome back guys to another edition of Looted. It's a new year, which means we have a whole new Otamatone video. God, these things are almost annual at this point. To the people who subscribe to the channel just for the Otamatone videos, this one's for you. Thank you for sticking around for one Otamatone video a year. Now this right here is the brand new Otamatone Neo, and you might be thinking to yourself, this looks exactly the same as your regular old Otamatone, and to an extent, you're 100% correct. They're pretty much the exact same size. The Otamatone Neo has a slightly thicker neck and is a little bit taller, but apart from that, they look pretty much identical. The major difference between these two is what the Otamatone Neo has to offer. Let me show you. Now, if you saw our previous Otamatone video on the Techno, which actually I have right here, God, I forget how big this thing is. Basically, when it comes to software compatibility, everything that the Otamatone Techno has to offer is in the Otamatone Neo, so it's in a much smaller package. But kind of sadly, when it comes to hardware, the Neo doesn't have everything that the Techno has to offer, like DC input and audio out, but it still has some cool features which I'm looking forward to checking out today. So before with the Techno, you had the OTM link, which meant that you could hook up your Otamatone to an iPad or an iPhone, and then use third-party synthesizer software to manipulate the sound of the Otamatone. But now they've made their very own Otamatone software, which is now compatible with both iOS and Android devices. Whew, I feel like I've talked a lot. Let's just open the box. Apart from the OTM link port on the back of the Neo, everything is exactly the same. Oh baby, some triples. Came with batteries.
Oh, that's okay then.
I keep forgetting that all the Otamatone products I've ever bought have come with batteries. I just forget that, you know, some companies out there are nice. Also in the box is a cable to connect your phone to your Otamatone. But first things first, let's have a play with the Otamatone, see if there's anything different. So on the back, you've got your volume controls and you've also got your pitch shift there. So you've got your low, medium and high. So it is still a super simple setup, but you get more out of this Otamatone once you connect it to the app. And this right here is the app, and I've spent pretty much no time with it whatsoever. So I have no idea what I'm looking at.
What's new?
Exactly. I've made it into a foghorn and I'm not sure how. Is it using the mic to pick up my voice? Wait, stop. Shush. Don't play drums. This is getting out of hand. All right, shut up. Let's see if we can sort this out. Let's get this working with the Otamatone. Okay, I've just noticed at the top here, there's a shopping cart. Let's click that. I thought this was a free app, but no. For full studio features, it's £4.19. That's where they get you. Well, let's buy it, see what happens. Stop. You're so irritating, stop. So I just clicked on the contact and support button on the app and it took me to their website to a page about Android devices. Now the fun thing here is that it says Otamatone Studio is not currently running on following devices. And right at the top it says the Samsung Galaxy series. I've got the S7, that's a bit annoying. And then it goes on to list a load of other Android devices which it doesn't currently work for, which is a huge pain in the ass. One weird thing is that we did try it on Ben's phone, which is a OnePlus 6, and it's not listed on here, but it didn't work. I'm actually really bummed out by this. When I saw on the box that it was compatible with Androids, I was like, finally, I can use my Samsung, it'll be absolutely fine, but nope. Still a bloody problem. But we do have an iPhone SE, which I know isn't the most up-to-date model, but let's find out if it works on this. It works perfectly fine on Apple devices. One day one of these will work on an Android device and it'll be my day, because that's what I have. This is meant to be an electric guitar, but it sounds like a T-Rex having a very bad time. It's a bit much. Perhaps if we set it to high. I'm doing it.
Actually starting to hurt my ears.
Well, if you thought guitar sounded a bit off, let's try saxophone. When you've only got one note, but you got to set the club on fire. One nice touch about the app is that you can actually add a drum loop. Let's go ahead and add just an electric drum loop. There we go. Let's adjust the tempo. Let's make it a little slower.
And that's how Charles started his hip hop career.
So the first one we're going to go through is all the different instrument effects. So we've already tried saxophone, electric guitar, and your regular Otamatone, but there's 6 others to try, so let's give it a go. And first up is the violin, one of Ben's favorite instruments, and let's go ahead and absolutely slaughter it. Ben, you've had experience playing with violins. How did that sound?
Great.
Is that exactly like a violin?
Exactly.
Wow. Flute! All these effects just sound scary. I don't know what it is about it. There's a weird echo to it. It just sounds very ominous. Synthesizer! It's the year 2020 and music sounds like this. The future. I like the fact you can adjust the beat up to 240 BPM. Trumpet. So if you click on the Otamatone's face in the middle here, you can actually change the scale. So if the sliding scale which comes with the Otamatone isn't doing it for you, which is understandable, it's not so great for every instrument, you can pick through 6 different scales, including 12 tone, minor blues, minor, major, major blues, Japan, don't know what that is, pentatonic, and whole tone. Minor blues. Still doesn't sound great. I feel like every single time I try something new on this, I'm kind of like, oh, well that's different, but it still doesn't sound very good. Which I know I should expect from Otamatones at this point, but hey, in the right hands, I'm sure you can get something good out of this. Drum. And now for my favorite sound, cat. What is it with the Japanese and including cat sounds in their instruments? That's a messed up sounding cat. I think the winning combination here is having just the normal Otamatone sound, but with the pentatonic scale. It just works. One really cute aspect of the app is that when you're changing the scale, it actually changes what's on the Otamatone's face. So if you want to see an Otamatone wearing glasses, it's pretty cool, right? No, just me? Now the Otamatone Studio app isn't a very complex app. It's actually very, very simple. Apart from adding instrument sound effects, changing the scale and adding a drum beat, there really isn't much else you can do with this. But if you're like me and you have the Otamatone Techno and you've already downloaded a load of third-party apps, you can also use the third-party apps with this Otamatone. You don't just have to use Otamatone Studio, which is quite nice. And also it means that if you want to use the Otamatone Studio with your Techno, you can do that as well. So just because the Otamatone Studio app isn't very complex doesn't mean you can't do complex things with the Otamatone Neo. But I was really hoping for something a little bit more fleshed out, but what you're gonna do for a £3.99 app? If you're in the market for a more versatile Otamatone, but you don't want to splash out on a more expensive piece of kit like the Techno, the Otamatone Neo is the best you're gonna get. You can pick this up for about $50. But be sure if you're an Android user to check their website and see if your phone is compatible with the Otamatone Neo, because the last thing you want is for this thing to turn up and for it not to work on your phone, because that would just be very, very frustrating. God, I'd hate for that to happen to someone.
Sucks to be you.
Thanks, man. And with that, that's going to be it for another edition of Looted. Shout out to Natasha Savage, Keegan McAdams, and Pika Foop on Patreon. Thank you very much for your support. And if you like this video, hit like. If you like all our videos, hit subscribe. We've got more videos on the way. If you want to support the channel further, check out the link in the description to our Patreon page. You can also join us on our Discord server. Follow us on social, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. I feel like I've said Otamatone more times in this video than I have in my entire life.
Otamatone.
Don't stop.